Welcome to the Loveland Report and the Lone Ranger Radio Show. My name is Bruce Woodburn. I am the Lone Ranger alongside Cleve Loveland, master of real estate here in Central Florida. Been selling real estate since 1776. Longest running real estate informative radio show in the history of the planet. And what an honor it is to be alongside such a veteran in real estate. And I got to tell you something, all joking aside, Cleve is the guy. You know, I work with a lot of real estate agents out there, and I'm going to tell you something. If they could gain the skills that Cleve has, then you would see a lot more production in real estate. But most real estate agents don't even close in a year what Cleve closes typically in a month. So if you're looking for a great real estate agent of a team of buyer's agents that represent you as a buyer, or if you want an expert to help you get your house positioned to sell for the most amount of money in the least amount of time, call Cleve and his team at 407-352-8118. That's 407-352-8118. If you have a question for Cleve, feel free to give us a call here at the station today, or you can text us at 407-250-9144. If you'd like to talk to the Lone Ranger, I can be reached also on that same number at 407-250-9144. If you have an interest in getting pre-approved for financing, we're going to talk about all the benefits there are to using
You're not going to get your house.
You're not going to get anything. No, you're not only pre-qualified, but not only pre-approved, but fully approved. Call the Lone Ranger. My team is here. I've got 33 years in the business. You know, Cleve, I celebrated yesterday. Actually today is the 19th. Is that correct?
Yep.
Today is the anniversary of my 33 years in this business.
Wow.
33. And it's my wedding anniversary, and yesterday was my kid's birthday. So 33 years of knowledge in this business, one of the top producers, not only in Central Florida, but nationally. I don't tell you that to impress you. I tell you that to impress upon you. Use people that have a track record. Don't use people that have a great commercial and suck you in to their garbage philosophy. Use somebody that gets the job done. Check my reviews out. Check my Zillow reviews. Check my Google reviews. Any of those other reviews.
Where are we at this week, Bruce, on rates and what's going on? The Fed's raising rates. What
rates.
happened to interest
the
rates?
Fed doesn't even need to raise rates. They're already being raised, right?
Yeah.
They're just going up. So it was really interesting. Every single day this week, we had a rate increase. Now, Monday was absolutely horrendous in the bond market. Now, listen, when I tell you rates are going up, they're going up, okay? But I've been telling people long before this started to happen to get your rate locked in. And a lot of people thought, oh, it's going to be okay. These 3% rates are going to last forever. Well, they didn't. They're gone. You will probably be in the fives before you know it. And some people are already in the fives.
Wow.
Already in the fives. The national average, I think, when I looked it up last week, was 4.28%.
Yeah.
So 4.28% for a good credit score borrower, that's about where they were. But then what happened Monday? We lost 97 basis points in one day. Next day, 47. Next day, 57.
Uh-huh.
Okay, it just kept going on. And what does that mean to you? Like, what do consumers go, well, I don't know, what does a basis point have to do with me? Well, here's what it is. For every 100 basis points that the bond market deteriorates, it costs you 1 point. So if you're getting
1% of your loan.
1% of your loan. So if you're getting a $600,000 mortgage,
$6,000
in the morning of Monday, you were at 0 points. By the end of the day, it cost you $6,000 one day. The next day, it cost you another half.
Yep.
Next day, it cost you another half. So you were 2 points up by the end of the day on Wednesday from what you were when we left the market on Friday.
Well, let's talk about what the big problem I see out there in the market right now. We've still got low inventory, and inventory is less than 2,500 homes. It's been that way for about 4 months now. And what's happening now, I think we got people that want to sell, but they can't because they don't know where they're going to go. They don't want to live with the in-laws. So I either need you to get them fast-tracked to buy without selling, which some people can do, or I can get them a lease back in the house. We sell their house, get them 60 days, and they get to shop for 60 days, and I haven't had anybody, knock on wood, not find a house in that time, but then your offer is not contingent on a home closing. In a normal market, that'd be fine.
Right.
But we're not in a normal market.
We're not in a normal market at all.
And this is where, and the prices are still rising, slowly but surely. And
well, I don't even know if you'd call that slowly. The builders are still raising their prices like $5,000 a month.
Yeah, and they're still, but they're going up. But the interest rate, that's a double whammy. If you wait 6 months, I've had those people. I've talked to those people, and that say, "Oh no, I'm waiting. The market's going to come down."
Oh my gosh!
Like, yeah,
it will.
There's always
but not
one.
when you're alive.
Yeah, there's. I've been through 3 speed ups and slowdowns in my 30 years. And it's funny because I remember people saying, "Oh no, they were total opposite of what actually was happening in the market." I'm in it up to my knees every day.
Let's put it in perspective, Cleve. So, and believe me, if you have a question about this or you want to look at specific numbers for you, give me a call at 407-250-9144 or webringyouhome.com. But let's talk about specifics. So let's just take your median sales price of about $365 right now, because if we look at the numbers, I pulled up numbers from last week, and your median sales price is $365,990. That was last week. That rose from $305. So we went up $66,000 in 1 year on a $300,000 house. So let's just say you're buying a home for $365 and you're getting a mortgage. Let's just say you're putting down 5%. So you got about a $325 mortgage. Right? If the interest rate goes up by 1%, that mortgage payment's going to go up about $300 to $350 by 1%. But if the house goes up $50,000 more dollars, it goes up another $325. So you're going to get the same house in 1 year from now for $700 a month more. Now, if you don't think $700 is a big deal for you, then wait. You're going to do great. You're going to do great. Just keep waiting. It's a really good philosophy. But what happens is people get polarized by this, and they're like, oh my God, they're at an all-time high. I don't want to buy now.
Yep.
Oh, you want to buy later? Oh, okay, you're going to buy later, so you want to buy when it's worse.
Yeah.
No, you get in now. The problem will be fixed. So we are starting to now, I am seeing a parallel between today and 45 years ago when Carter was in office. And if you look at that, this is not a political statement. I don't care. I actually liked Carter. I just think he was a crappy president.
Yeah.
Right? I think he was a great man.
Yeah.
He's just a crappy president.
Yep.
And he also hit some really bad times. So do you know what inflation was at that point?
It's like 15% or something crazy.
14.5%.
Yeah.
Okay. So right now we're at 8.5% inflation rate. But do you know what they based that on? They based that on oil at $88 a barrel. So if oil is $120 a barrel, which it was $130 last week, I think it dropped to $120 this week.
Yeah.
That would put our actual inflation rate at 14.5%. Same place we were in Carter years.
Well, it's not cheap, but the housing's not going to go down.
It's not going to go down. So I don't care if interest rates are 4.5%. I don't care if they're 5.5%. I think you're going to see a good credit score in the next 3 months at a 5.25% interest rate. I just do. I think it's going to happen. So, but I don't care. Don't let that get in your way. If you're going to make $50,000 a year in equity on your property on a $350,000 house, don't let it get in your way.
Well, it's funny,
we'll refinance you
the
later.
average price of a single-family home in Central Florida is almost $400.
Yes, I know.
The average, of just a single-family home. When you add all the homes together, we're averaging about $370. You add townhomes and condos in that mix.
For me to do mortgages today, Cleve, that are running in the $600,000-700,000 are a day-to-day thing for me. Like, even 5 years ago, we went, oh, yeah, I got a nice big loan. It's a $600,000 loan. That's a big loan. Yeah. I must have a super successful guy here. Yeah. Now, it's like every day I'm doing $600,000, $700,000, $800,000, just one after another after another.
Tell everybody about what I see in the offers coming into me. I mean, I'm still getting multiple offers on my listings, and there's a structure to that. That's one thing I have. A lot of agents just get the multiple offers, and they go, oh, my God, we got multiple offers. Let's change the MLS. Let's do this. I set you up from the beginning to get multiple offers. I have a structured bidding time on the house, and that way I get more offers on the home and gives me time to talk to each offer and see how I can help them improve their offer, which is what I want to do for my sellers. So I've got to structure this. I developed this back in 06 and 07, and it works great. So the house is on the market for about 5 days, 4 to 5 business days, and a weekend. And that way it's kind of got time to cook, because a lot of people, the house might, they list it on a Wednesday. They got 4 offers Wednesday night, and they're like, oh, God, we're going to cut offers off tomorrow at noon. Well, what about the 2 doctors, the married couple, they're doctors, and they work.
Couldn't get out.
And they're not off till Friday. So you want to give it a certain amount of time. Now, longer than 6-7 days, that's too long.
In this market, it's too long.
People pull their offers back, and the buyers are impatient.
Well, they're afraid they're not going to get chosen, so they go out and make another offer on another property.
So there's a structure to that, and I've got my market maker program to do that. But I'm still seeing those multiple offers. But they need to be if I don't have a pre-approval from a lender that offer is really weak, and I ask them, I say, I need something better than this. I need your lender to do better than this, not just, I think I've talked to them. I need to know they've seen W-2s and tax returns, but talk about Fast Track.
Well, we can talk about Fast Track, but there's something over and above just having a pre-approval or a full Fast Track approval. In order for a seller to accept your offer today, you have to position yourself so that you appear to be as close to cash as you can possibly be. Mm-hmm. So if you have a contingency, so my job right now, I'm doing everything I can to remove all contingencies for a client. Now, the biggest contingency that you would find would be they got a house to sell.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, a house to sell and a house to close on are 2 different things.
Yep.
So a house to sell means that you haven't even got your house on the market, or it's on the market and you have no buyers for it. A house to close is, I have a buyer, my house is on the market, I'm under contract, the appraisal's been completed, the home inspection's been completed, and the loan's in underwriting. I'll entertain that deal, right? Because you got a buyer, right? Now we want to make sure that their buyer is well qualified, because we don't know how good their crappy loan officer was.
Yeah.
I mean, they could have gone to a bank. The banks say yes for everybody and say no the day before closing.
Yep.
That's what they do. So we want to make sure that we've vetted everything and that we're super clean. What I'm doing with Fast Track is I'm removing all contingencies. So this is actually how I spend my day, finding ways to remove contingencies for borrowers so that you, Cleve, can accept their offers. So what I do, I had a client yesterday moving here from Fort Worth, Texas. She's a pharmaceutical rep. He's a pharmacist. Okay. They're being relocated here. She's got her job relocation. He's working on his. So, but they got a house to sell. They need the money from that house. They got a debt on that house. But here's what I did. I worked that deal. So instead of them needing the equity from the house, they're going to borrow from their 401k, put 5% down. Mm-hmm. I can qualify them without that existing mortgage.
Yes.
They don't want to put 5% down, but I can qualify it and I can remove all the contingencies. Now you're qualified with 5% down. Yeah. Okay. You're putting PMI. No problem. Now go put your house on the market, sell it. Now we're putting 25% down.
Yeah.
But I can get the seller's attention because I have no contingencies.
Yeah.
Now, you don't want to trust these lenders that aren't putting contingencies on your pre-approval. That's malpractice, and I think you should be arrested for that.
Yeah.
I honestly do. If you know of a contingency and you deliberately don't put it on your pre-approval, that's malicious to everyone involved, and I think that a loan officer should be held accountable for that. If you want a great loan officer that's going to walk you through that process, and I will increase your odds by 70% by using my services, even if you're not a cash buyer, you call me at 407-250-9144. I'm the loan arranger, Bruce Woodburn, 407-250-9144, or webringyouhome.com. If you'd like to talk to Cleve and his team are experts in the industry. Don't trust these online companies. They're just finding realtors that have a license that couldn't sell real estate anywhere else, and they're hiring them for cheap. That's what they do, and that's what you get. You get what you pay for, you guys. Call Cleve at 407-352-8118, 407-352-8118, or cleveloveland.com. We will be back in 5 minutes. I want to talk a little bit more about what interest rates are doing and how to position yourself in this market to really be the chosen one, because that's what people are struggling with, Cleve. So I want to talk a little bit more about that. Then I want to talk about Hanover Family Builders. I also want to talk about, I've revised some of my things on my construction perm loans, and I can't wait to share that information with you. We'll be back in 5 minutes with more of the Loveland Report and the Lone Ranger Radio Show. Stay tuned.
Go. And we are back on the Loveland Report. I am Cleve Loveland alongside Bruce Woodburn, the Lone Ranger, bringing you all of your real estate news. Quickly, I've got 2 listings I want to talk about. I've got one on the Sand Lake chain of lakes. And the cool thing about this was a custom builder. This house is only about 9 years old, and this neighborhood is just gorgeous. The Reiki Silliman was the builder. They did an awesome job with all of their homes. 4,500 square feet, 6,000 square feet under roof, 6 bedrooms, 5 baths, plus a den, plus a bonus room. You are on the Sand Lake chain of lakes. You are looking at the SeaWorld skyline and Point Orlando skyline out your back door across the lake. On your front second floor patio, you can watch the Disney fireworks out the front. And on the back, you've got SeaWorld fireworks. Beautiful chain of lakes. We've got a dock, pool, 4,400 square feet under air, a first floor and a second floor master. It's just a stunning home for $1.95 million. And give me a call if you'd like to take a look at that. Actually, that was just reduced. That would be just reduced. Call me for the pricing on that. And then I've got a 5-acre commercial property in Cocoa, right off the Intercoastal, 5 acres, 2,000 square foot building, and it's for $1.29 million. Make a great storage lot for boats. There's nothing like that around there. Commercial place for your office and storage equipment. Plenty of room to build on, 5 acres, 2,000 square foot building for $1.29 million. So let's talk about those 2 listings. So you got one that's about 1.6. Yeah, 1.9.
1.9.
Yep.
Just reduced it to.
It's going to be around 1.9, yeah.
It's going to be around 1.9.
Yep.
The next one is 1.2.
1.3.
1.3.
Yeah.
Okay. So on a jumbo loan, you can put 20% down on that. My interest rates are unbelievable. Unbelievable. Okay? But there's more. I've got a program for you wealthy, high-end luxury buyers that don't want to spend all your money. You got money, but you just want to hoard it all and keep it in the market. Okay? I can go up to $1,750,000 with as little as 3% down and no PMI.
That's like $60,000.
$1,750,000,
yep.
5% down. $1,500,000, 3% down. Okay, so you want those homes. Now, you can't just be able to scrape up and come up with 5% down.
You got to have money in the bank.
You have to have money in the bank. I'm going to want 24 months reserves on those programs. 24 months reserve. So you got a 401k and you got $500,000 in your 401k, then we can make that happen. Now, this is for high credit score, high net worth people that just don't want to cut loose of your money. You doctors out there that have all this money that don't know how to manage your money properly, I'll show you how to manage your money properly, okay? You know what, all you doctors out there that make all this money, you're high earners, okay, but you're so busy doing what you do, you don't really have somebody keeping an eye on your money. You should hire a 10th grade dropout like me, and I'll show you how to get that money going in the right place, okay? The Lone Ranger knows where to put it. Believe me, I have helped a lot of people. They go, why are you so qualified to help me manage my money? Because I'm a 10th grade dropout. I have a PhD. I have a public high school diploma, equivalency. I can help you with that. Call the Lone Ranger. I will get you going in the right direction. Oh, by the way, just the disclaimer, I'm not a financial planner. I'm just very, very good at managing money. Okay? I will only do it for free. I don't charge you for doing that. I want to help you manage your money better. Great jumbo loans. So jumbo loans are going up like anything else, but my jumbo loans are oftentimes, if your credit scores are high, Cleve, my jumbo loans are even lower in interest rate than my conforming loans are. So you can get them. And if you want my low down payment jumbo loan, no PMI on that. How are you going to go wrong with that?
Yeah.
How do you go wrong with that? 407 250-9144, 407-250-9144, or webringyouhome.com. If you'd like Cleve Loveland, call him at 407-352-8118. That's 407-352-8118. We'll be back in 5 minutes with more of the Loveland Report and the Lone Ranger Radio Show. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to the Loveland Report and the Lone Ranger Show. I am Cleve Loveland, bringing you all your real estate news alongside the Lone Ranger, Bruce Woodburn, bringing you all your mortgage news. Got some emails here I want to go into real quick. We got a lot to cover. And I get emails all the time asking me, how do you reach international buyers? Well, this always cracks me up, Bruce, because all buyers, no matter where they're from, Pluto, Mars, Brazil, Europe, wherever they're from, they end up in a realtor's car. Nobody drives around by
they
themselves.
all want to buy near Disney.
Yeah, and that's where most of the international traffic is. That's where I'd say 99% of the international traffic is in Central Florida. But it is, the MLS is what works. So I market to realtors. Believe me, in my years, I wish I had all my money back I'd spent on target marketing to Europe and target marketing to New Yorkers and target marketing to South Americans. And realtors, they end up in the car with a realtor. So all those websites out there, Zillow and Trulia and Realtor.com and whatever it might be, and even if they're in different languages, they all funnel people. If they are qualified, they funnel them into a car with a realtor.
And a lot of the foreign buyers are cash buyers.
Yeah, and they
call me on foreign national loans, but a lot of them are cash buyers.
Yeah, and they're going to end up in the car with a realtor who knows where the listings are, who knows if they're priced right, who knows how to make it simple. You know how hard it is? I have people every week that call me, and they're driving around. They're like, oh, my God, the last 3 houses we tried to see were pending. We've been driving all over the place. And I put them with one of my agents, and they are, boom, they're looking at 4 or 5 homes. And then as soon as they pop up on the market, they're looking at that house that day. I just had some buyers call me saying they were getting to the listings 2 days after they were pending because their realtor was not calling them back. That's horrible in this market. You've got to have a full-time realtor, not a hobbyist. So, but international buyer traffic, always going to end up in the car with a realtor. Get your house listed with a realtor, me preferably, and you will be seen by everybody out there. That's the key, is to be seen by everybody out there.
Absolutely.
I had a guy listed, had a FSBO contract at $450 on his house. I'm like, you're shooting yourself in the foot here. We listed him for $525 and had multiple offers. So do the math.
I think people get sucked into this thing where it's easier to take these, and these iBuyer companies, the whatever it is, home bot thing. What
yeah. Just they're giving you a low ball cash offer.
Well, they're giving you a low ball cash offer, but their commercials are designed to where you got this couple on TV and they got the kids screaming in the background. And they're like, oh yeah, we'll pick the one where there's no showing. You know what you're saying? We'll pick the one where you give us less money.
Yeah.
Right. But the commercials are good because they got an attractive family.
Oh, yeah.
And the consumer right now is so sucked in to the garbage that TV gives us. It's like you blame your kids for believing the social media. You believe the commercials.
Yeah.
You're just as bad as they are.
Well, it's always best to have a professional in whatever arena you're working in, then go do what you do well.
I agree.
Have a real estate planner.
If I'm going to get surgery, I'm doing it here with the best surgeon. I'm not doing it with somebody that doesn't do that surgery. I'm not going down to Brazil to get my surgery because I can save $5,000.
You don't cut your own hair, right? You don't cut your own hair.
You don't cut your own hair, right? Now, some people, the thing is with cutting your own hair, you can't really get hurt. You just might not look that good. Now, I've met some people that cut their own hair and they brag about it. But we're talking about something far more serious than cutting your own hair.
Very complicated.
Right? You can make your own shoes if you want to, too. I don't know. But you want a professional when it comes to the biggest thing that you're doing in your life. That's like you having a lot of money and not having a financial advisor, or having a financial advisor that's looking out for their best interest, not yours. Like when I have a client coming to me and I say, well, let's take the money out of this account and that account. Let's do this. Let's move that around over here. And they called me back. They go, no, well, my financial advisor advised me not to do that. And I look at it and I go, and I'm like, oh, well, then he must be making you a lot of money on that investment. Well, not really. Well, why wouldn't he then? Because he does not get to manage that money anymore, and it's cutting into his pocket. And that's why they don't want you to do it. That's a bad financial advisor. A financial advisor from any aspect, whether it's Cleve as a real estate agent, the loan arranger, as a mortgage lender, should always be looking out for your best interest, not our best interest. So, and in my case, I don't make more money on a jumbo loan than I do on an FHA loan or a USDA loan.
Yeah.
My profit margins are set in advance. That's what they are.
Well, you
That's
and I
how
have done
they
this
work.
thousands of times. We know what works and what doesn't.
You know, people, I think that for the most part, people want to work with a professional that they like and trust. That's really what it boils down to. If you like and trust your person, make sure that they know what they're doing. So you can like them and you can trust them, but do they know what they're doing?
Yeah. Now, Bruce, you mentioned before about construction perms before the bottom of the hour break.
So yes, so you guys have heard me talk about construction perms. So there are several companies out there right now that are doing construction perm loans. Most of them want 20% down on a conventional loan, capping you at $647,000. That's pretty standard for your traditional banks. Some will go as little as 10% down. I go as little as 10% down on a conventional loan. But here's what they don't have that Bruce Woodburn, the loan arranger, does have. They don't have FHA construction perms for 3.5% down. 3.5% down. FHA construction perm loan. Who's got that?
I've never heard of that.
Nobody has. But there's more. I have VA 100% financing, VA loans, construction perm. Who's got a VA loan?
Never heard of that in my life.
No, they don't. Okay, everybody can say, well, I can go anywhere for a VA loan. Yeah, you can. You can go anywhere. Go get a construction perm loan. So listen, if you don't want to buy that production home because you can't put a yard trailer, you can't put a jet ski in the side yard, you can't park your plumber's truck in the front yard because it's not allowed because of the strict HOAs, you want your own property with no HOA, call me. 407-250-9144. Call the loan arranger right now. Save my phone number in your phone. You're going to need me sooner or later. You're going to run across a buddy and you're going to go, oh, I know a guy. Honey, what was that guy's name again? Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage, the loan arranger, 407-250-9144, or go directly to my website, webringyouhome.com. Great for military, great for veterans, great for first-time home buyers, move-up buyers. You want to buy a condo, you want to invest in real estate. All these things I can help you with. You want a great real estate agent? You want a professional in the industry? You want somebody? Are you part-time? You're not part-time, are you?
Nope.
You're not part-time.
7 days a week.
7 days a week. That guy works 7 days a week. Sometimes he has to cut out in the middle of the show because he's got an appointment somewhere. Call Cleve at 407-352-8118, 407-352-8118, or cleveloveland.com. I want to talk about an event that I'm hosting for realtors only. And Cleve, you're invited. I got 5 tickets available to go to Relationship Real Estate, being hosted by a real estate trainer by the name of Tina Valiant. If you're in real estate and you want to move up the level, you want to bump it up. Now, if you think your business is doing great right now, believe me, about 80% of it is the market, right?
Yeah.
A lot of realtors out there, they're going, I'm doing really good. I'm fantastic. I'm a great realtor. Wait till the market turns.
Yeah.
Wait till the market turns and see how well you're doing, right? Same with mortgage lenders.
Yep.
They haven't survived the slowdown. Get yourself in a position to be a better real estate agent. I have 5 tickets available. That is going to be on April the 4th and the 5th at the Doubletree Hilton on Hazeltine National Drive in Orlando. But I've only got 5 tickets available. Call me, 407-250-9144. I'm also, Cleve, going to be teaching a class to young adults that aren't even of age to buy a home yet. They're not even of age.
Let me ask you, you're going to show them how to manage their money.
I'm going to show you how to manage your money.
Yep.
Manage a checking account. Open a credit card when you're of age. Manage that credit card. Utilize it so that when you come out of college, you're in a position to buy a home. Do you know, Cleve, that if you buy a home in your 20s, you have a 70% greater chance on retiring as a millionaire?
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I just wish I would have bought mine in my 20s. I didn't buy it until I was about 30.
So I'm same. I was in my early 30s when I bought my first home. However, it wasn't too late for us.
Yep.
But if you buy in your 20s, the chances on you ever being a renter again are slim. So if you are thinking about buying a home, you know somebody that's a first-time home buyer that's renting right now, get them into my outreach class. That will be Wednesday, the 13th at 6 p.m. It will be an interactive class, and I'm going to be doing some interviews on that class. But you want to get anyone in that's 15 to 32 years old. If you are a teacher, if you are a preacher, if you are a deacon, if you are a senator's son, get them into my class. I'm going to teach these kids things that they just didn't know. Just go to webringyouhome.com, my events page, and we'll get you in.
All right. Well, I got some emails here, Bruce. Believe it or not, I'm getting more calls lately about people not selling. They've gone, and this happens no matter busy market.
Who doesn't sell in this market?
Well, in this market, it still happens to about 10% of the listings out there. So there's about 300 people every month that get orphaned. They were on for 60, 90, 120 days, 6 months sometimes. And when I go look at them, what I'm seeing, I see a couple different things. And it's not always price. Sometimes it is. And I'm like, where'd this price come from? They said, I don't know. The realtor said, we don't know what to do. People don't sell their house. Most people sell their house about every 7 to 10 years. But I've seen some, and it's funny, I've seen some crazy prices. Now, there is a limit to this market. You've got to be based in fact around what homes are selling for in your neighborhood. Usually the next house will sell for a little bit more, maybe 1% more. And that's what you got to watch for. If your neighbors are selling for $450, you can't list your house for $550. If it's about the same size home, it's just that way. You're about a year and a half, 2 years ahead of the market if you do that. So I look at this, Bruce, but sometimes it's, they're not staged. They have so much stuff in the house. It looks like a rummage sale going on.
Now, you're not talking about hiring an outside sales.
No, I have a 50-point staging checklist. Doesn't cost you anything except for the fix-up on the house. Usually we're spending about 1% to 2%. I've seen some houses that are really, high end, a home above 450, 500,000. People don't want to do a lot of work. It's very rare, and you're not going to get as much. Right. And I've seen it where they just need the yard needs to be refreshed. And I've got the guy. I know a guy, and we can fix up the yard, do a fresh paint job, maybe fresh carpeting. Sculpted green shag's not going to get it done if you want top dollar. So I go through all this with people, and sometimes they're just not doing that. Sometimes it's the access. Well, I've got 4 large bull mastiffs. I'm like, well, the dogs need to go to the doggy daycare or be boarded. You can't have showings 1 day a week from 4 to 7.
No.
So I go through that with these sellers and help them with that. You've got to expose the house to as many eyeballs as possible, and you've got to neutralize it and make it very, very neutral and unopposed.
You can't be putting your house on the market and it smells like dog.
That, and you can't have too much stuff. You can't have kids' toys in every room. And I've seen this. I've walked through thousands of homes and sold thousands of homes. I know what they need to look like, and it's free to have me come over and do that. I'm not going to tell you to rent furniture from my friend who didn't make it as a realtor and charge them $800 a month.
So let's talk, Cleve, about this exact scenario. Let's just say that we got 2.5.
Okay, good. All right.
So let's just say that we've got a home and the seller doesn't really have the money to fix up the house, but it needs a new kitchen. Mm-hmm. Maybe it needs a roof. Maybe it's got polybutylene piping or aluminum wires.
A lot of those things I can get paid for from the closing. We wait till the buyer's got the loan approval, appraisal's done, and we have those vendors paid from closing. We can do that. I've got some vendors that will get paid from closing. I can arrange most of that. Sometimes, usually, I rarely see where we need a whole new kitchen.
Well, but here's the thing that people look at. It's easier if I could imagine that home being redone to look like a brand new home. I have a renovation loan, FHA, VA, and conventional.
Well, there's that part of it too for the buyer coming in.
Well, for the buyer coming in, but that way we eliminate the seller having to do those things, because you and I both know you're not going to have your seller do the changes and the renovations to the home to meet the buyer's needs. You're going to make it you're going to get away with the minimum stuff that you need to do to get top dollar.
Yeah.
But the buyer that's looking at could look at it and go, you know what, seller, don't spend $25,000 on this house. I'll give you $25,000 less for the house. I'll take it off your hand because I'm going to put $60,000 into it.
In general, you just want it cleaned up to where people could move in if they want to. You don't need to do the whole renovation thing. Let the buyer get the renovation loan from you.
Yep. Okay. So 407-250-9144 for the loan arranger. For Cleve Loveland, 407-352-8118, 407-352-8118. We'll be back in 5 minutes with the last segment of the Loveland Report and the Loan Arranger radio show with Cleve Loveland and Bruce Woodburn, the Loan Arranger. Again, 407-250-9144 for Bruce and 407-352-8118 for Cleve.
And we are back on the Loveland Report and the Lone Ranger Show, the longest running real estate radio and mortgage show
in the world.
I think ever. I keep telling radio station management that. They still won't pay me a salary, though. I still have to sell houses. So I sell lots of them. So that's what I want to help you with. Also, I want to talk real quick, Bruce, in this last segment about rents. Rents are skyrocketing. I'd almost say even more so than house prices. They are jumping up. It was like 20% in Central Florida. They were up. And I think they'll keep going with this inflation we've got. Now, the one thing about Central Florida, I talk about this all the time, we have people coming in from out of state, yes, from other states that are more expensive, higher taxes, crappier weather, lockdowns, COVID mania. We don't have that here, but the rents are going to keep rising. But we have people from other parts of Florida coming to Central Florida because we are less expensive than the West Coast and the East Coast of Florida for the most part. And we're not jammed longitudinally along, I don't know if I said that the right way, up and down the coast.
I knew what you meant.
Yep. And I just think our rents here are skyrocketing. I usually raise, my job as a property manager. We manage lots of properties for our investors. And I always look to raise rents every single year in this market. And it's funny. And I have the tenants, and sometimes they will squeal. I don't call them and say, what do you want to pay? I send them a letter saying your rent's going up $100. Well, lately I've been sending that letter out saying your rent's going up $200 this year.
Right.
And it's funny. Sometimes they call back and squeal. And then they go, well, we're going somewhere else. And then they call back going, okay. Because there's nothing else out there. No. So, but there's an art to handling and managing this property. So it is pretty much passive management. I'm going to call you every once in a while and go, how you doing? Do you want to sell? Your value's about this, but rent's about this. Are you doing okay? What do you owe on the house? How are you? Talk to your accountant. How much is it saving you on taxes? I look at all this with people because I know how to handle investment property. I've been doing it for 30 years. So it's just,
what are your areas? How far out from
anywhere? If you hear my voice right now, if you're hearing my voice on this radio station, I can help you with management.
So you're not
I can help
going
you with
to
buying
Daytona and things like that?
I don't know. Volusia, I got to be able to service it from my office. My office is in Orlando, and I want to be like within an hour and a half, hour and 15 minutes of my office.
Because if you're listening to this show right now and you're on 580 AM, if you try and if your car or your home get HD radio, and I didn't even know mine had it.
Yeah.
But my car has HD radio. I didn't even know it. Uh-huh. So somebody showed me HD radio, so I went to 107.3 HD. It's the same thing, but I got all the way up to St. Augustine.
Station. On the HD,
and it's I think it was much clearer. Now you and I know we loved it when we were 96.5. Okay, but they took that away from us.
Yep.
But if you do tune into 107.3, you can get a much clearer reception. Try that sometime. HD Radio 107.3. If you have any questions for Cleve Loveland, you'd like him to come out and evaluate your home, talk to you about listing your home, or if you're considering becoming a buyer, we're committed to helping you. I was committed to helping the most first-time home buyers in 1 year than I've ever helped. Do you know that goal I set has gotten harder and harder for me to accomplish?
Because the prices are going up.
Yeah, the prices are going up. Yep. So my commitment is to help first-time home buyers. But you know what's happening is the higher prices get and the higher interest rates get, the further it gets away from them. But you know what I am seeing? I'm seeing grandma, grandpa, mom, and dad that are getting up there in the years. They got adult children that are currently renting. And if those rents keep going out, they're enabling them.
Yep.
Now, you want to enable them, give them a gift of some down payment. I'll help them get them out of your, because here's what's going to happen. You're going to die and they're going to get your money and they're going to go buy an 80-inch screen TV, flat screen. They're going to buy a Boston Whaler, get them a house. Yep. The house will be a gift that gives on giving for generations to come. So let me help you with that. 407-250-9144. That's 407-250-9144. Or WeBringYouHome.com. If you'd like to reach Cleve Loveland, you can go to the lovelandreport.com or cleveloveland.com, or you can call him directly on his smartphone, his BlackBerry, at 407-352-8118. That's 407-352-8118.
Have a great week.
We will be back next week. Don't forget
you're back tomorrow morning.
And I'm here 11 o'clock, same station tomorrow morning. Stay tuned.